Hope you're doing good. Micah back with another video. Back here to talk about the RingConn Gen 2 essentially versus Samsung Galaxy Smart Ring. And what we're really measuring or comparing is how accurate or how close are they in terms of being able to have similar data metrics for a period of time. And really we're just going to check out a few days and maybe like more of my recent days because I've been very heavy, with activity. And so we like to see like is one drastically recording more data than the other. It doesn't mean that it's accurate, but what it does mean is it's a little more sensitive, which could be a good thing as well. It could also be a good thing that maybe not as much data is pulled in or not as many steps, if you will, were pulled in, which means maybe it's a little bit more accurate to counting steps and not just finger or hand waving movements, right? So that's what we're going to look at in terms of the apps. We're going to check out the RingConn's app first. Now, it does take a little bit for it to update, so I should have did that before jumping in here, but as you guys can see, it's basically got to send the data from the Ring to the phone and then from the phone to the cloud. So if you see up at the top, well, it should do that. It is still live. All right, there we go. So I'm probably somewhere around 30%, maybe even closer to 25%. And as you see, it's trying to send all the information to all of its places. So that way it can display it in its beautiful kind of app, user interface, if you will. So, all right, we got a check mark on one. Now we're just waiting for the Ring to send it to the phone. And then we're going to check out sleep. Let's see what sleep looks like between the RingConn Gen 2 and what sleep looks like in the Samsung Health app for the Galaxy Smart Ring. And voila, just like that, I can split screen both of them. So we're going to go ahead and delete this real quick. And now hitting the X always gets rid of it. It gets rid of some things, but not all things. So if we look here, we see my sleep score is 71 in the RingConn. If we come down here, my sleep score is 70. So very, very close in proximity to one another. As you see, it says that it recorded me sleeping for 6 hours and 13 minutes. And in this app, it's showing that I slept 6 hours and 8 minutes. So it's a 5-minute difference, but basically very, very similar in terms of what it was tracking. Now, if we actually click into it, 71% sleep efficiency, as we already said. When it says improvable sleep HRV or heart rate variable, 92 milliseconds. Impact low heart rate variability indicates poor ability to deal with stress, potentially exacerbating anxiety. So that's only been very recently because I'm actually enduring a very aggressive move across country. So that's probably what that is. And then you had suggestions: reduce daily stress by using the time and stress management techniques to ensure adequate rest and relaxation. So that's some insights there. If we scroll a little bit down, it's going to say a little bit more. I guess it says, I was in the bed for 7.5 hours, but I slept 6 hours, 8 minutes. So as you guys can see here, time of sleep, 6 hours, 8 minutes. Sleep efficiency, not the greatest, I guess you could say. So 12 minutes awake. Now, if we check my sleep in here, we're going to find out here real quick. So here it's saying that I was asleep. Oh, so here's where it's different. So this is where you get about a half an hour's difference. So even though it says 6 hours and 13 minutes, it says I was actually asleep 5.5 hours or 5 hours and 38 minutes. Whereas here, it's saying that, kind of basically similar. If you take the 12 minutes off of my time, if I'm thinking about it correctly for the RingConn app, it's saying that I was really asleep for 5 hours and 56 minutes. I think that's what we're gonna track there. So if we look here, it says I was REM sleep for 55 minutes. And if we check my REM sleep here, it says my REM sleep here was 58 minutes, so very close. I was lightly asleep for 3 hours and 21 minutes. Here I was lightly asleep for 3 hours, 18 minutes. My deep sleep was 1 hour and 55 minutes. My deep sleep here was 1 hour and 19 minutes. So there's that half an hour discrepancy basically is within my deep sleep time and with my awake time. Samsung says I was awake 35 minutes. RingConn says I was I was awake 35 minutes. RingConn says I was awake 12 minutes. So again, that's where you're seeing some of the push and pull between the awake time and the deep sleep time for last night's sleep cycle. So very interesting to see that there. If we go back in both of them, it says my activity for today so far has been 3,820 steps, 313 kilocalories, 28 minutes worth of activity. If we actually come over here, you also get an energy score of 82. I'm trying to see my energy score here. It says my relaxed status is 91, and then my activity is 50. My vital status is 93, so definitely good there. Here, now this is over the course of the week. I've gotten 5 hours and 40 minutes worth of workouts in this week. A lot of walking, moving furniture, moving my stuff around the house, back and forth to the car, back and forth to the storage unit. So a lot of activity, wearing me out. It's claiming 12 sessions. I did not go to the gym all week either, which is crazy. But that's going to change once I actually get back home and settle in, because I need to do that. Get back in the gym, stay in the gym. Last week I was in the gym 2 days out of the week, so a slight inconsistency here over the course of the last couple weeks, but it's just because I've been basically moving for the last 2 weeks. It's just how I've been going about moving, and a lot of it's mental, right? Some of it's emotional, trying to figure out what I want to move, how I want to move, where I'm going to leave my stuff. And then this week has been the actual physical component of that. And so that's where you're going to see that 5 hours and 40 minutes here in terms of workout activity. It's going to be a little different here because I also have the Galaxy Fit 3 on, which is also helping or aiding the watch, if you will, in probably getting some of that activity. So this is a little less to do with the Ring overall and just in terms of my activity. Now here, I may have to click into it to see if it has recorded my overall activity. So if I do, let's see, does it give me? Oh, I don't think it does. I don't see it popping up here. So that's one of the things that's different between an overall robust app and then one that's much, much more geared towards the Ring specifically. And as we see here, no exercise record, which is interesting. So I thought it was supposed to be able to kind of auto trigger, but maybe it has here. No, I'm not seeing that either. Total activity score 30. No, yeah, this is all just for today. So if we want, we can back out of that and actually scroll down here. So my Galaxy Ring slash Fit, if you will, is seeing 4,600 steps as opposed to 3,800. So I think because I have something on the wrist, also being able to adjust and monitor my steps, that's where you're probably going to see that 800 step swing. Because even if I took the wrist off, I didn't think about that. The Galaxy Fit 3, I didn't think about taking it off during this measurement. This would probably be lower because it's only focused on the Ring. And so keep that in mind as we go through my stats as well, just a little bit. Is that especially if it's a drastic swing, I think it's going to be because there's more data being accounted for with my Galaxy Fit 3 complementing the Galaxy Ring in terms of being able to gain all my activity. Whereas I only have one solo device recording my activity here. Here we see 44 minutes as opposed to 28 minutes, 313 calories to 227. So now you got kilocalories versus calories. I don't really know if they're essentially the same thing or not. When you think of kilocalories versus calories, it doesn't sound like it, right? Which means the Ring might be accounting for a more accurate measurement because kilocalories is, I would imagine, no, that's bigger, isn't it? So the point is, there's a difference there, and I don't know if it's because of the type of calories that they're actually counting. So you see that variability there. Here you see my heart rate is 92 BPM right now. I don't think this is going to show me anything. Stress is on the lower side. My vital signs, it looks like my average BPM is 57. Here, I don't know if it's going to give me that outright or I have to actually look into it by going into my heart rate settings. And so by doing that, you see the range is 37 to 115. So the latest was 1250. It was 92, and that's because I'm standing here behind the camera recording a video. So I'm doing a bit of a working out here. But as you see here, my average resting rate is 61 to 76. Resting is 47. So here, if we click into my vitals here, maybe it will get a little bit more accurate. You see, latest at 3 minutes prior to was 57, and it shot up to 92 according to the Samsung's Galaxy Smart Ring. Resting is 45, resting is 47 on here. Average 52, average is 61 to 76. Range is 36 to 126, and as we saw here, range is 37 to 115. So we're seeing a pretty good, decent accuracy or comparable data between the Galaxy Smart Ring and the RingConn Gen 2 with how the heart rate is being monitored. This is going to be more exclusive to the Galaxy Ring and not my Galaxy Fit 3 as well, which is why I'm more confident in this data. So it's good to see that there. Now, if we back out, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I think really one day, and that's today, was really a very, very, very good slice into the accuracy between the two apps and the two devices, the Samsung Galaxy Smart Ring and the RingConn Gen 2. For me, if you're not in the Galaxy ecosystem, I easily recommend the RingConn Gen 2 because this, as we see, alone is doing pretty well with no other assistance. Whereas the Galaxy Ring is very solid if you're in the Samsung ecosystem, and this is where I definitely would recommend the Galaxy Ring because you also have the expansion of other devices such as the Galaxy Fit 3, the Galaxy Watches, which work in tandem with the Galaxy Ring as well, and you have your phone that may be assisting. So now the phone actually gets offset when you're wearing your wearable. So I forgot, keep that in mind. This basically does not account for that information anymore. Both what you're wearing on your wrist and your finger is what now kicks in for data management. But you have that expansion, you have that ecosystem, and you have the phone on top of that with Samsung Health. Now, Samsung Health can be downloaded outside of the ecosystem, so you don't have to worry about that. And so if you are intrigued or curious about Samsung ecosystem, then I can recommend the Galaxy Smart Ring because getting the app and using it and seeing how complete it really is may pull you into their ecosystem a little bit more. So from that perspective, I can also recommend the Galaxy Ring. But you have that advantage with the Galaxy Ring with other hardware that can help tailor and increase the precision of the data that you're tracking over the long-term period of time. Because remember, again, when they gamify our fitness tracking, it's really more so of the trending data as opposed to the moment-by-moment data. And that's where even doctors will have a little bit more insight into what's going on with you and your health is the trending of the data. So that's what I can say there. But the RingConn Gen 2 is definitely a solid ring. I'm actually really surprised that I like it that much. I forget it's on my finger a lot of times. It slips off pretty well. This one's a little bit more tight because it's a little more fitted to my finger. And when you look at the designs, they're a little different. This one's got a little more indentation to it, if you will, and a little curvy. This one is not so curvy. It's a little thicker. But either one is fine. I'm looking forward to what Samsung does with the next iteration with the Galaxy Ring 2. And RingConn may or may not be dropping a Gen 3 at some point, especially considering Aura dropped their Gen 4 ring. So again, it's good to see that health is in a better place nowadays in terms of people wanting to work out, people staying fit and active, but then also having tools at our disposal to also check and see and analyze what's going on with our own bodies, our lifestyle, our health. So it's also good to see that, and it kind of builds momentum and confidence into wanting to stick with fitness. So let me know down in the comment section below if you use any of these features, any of these rings. Are you into fitness? The comment section is open for discussion. But again, as always, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys ignite the like button, subscribe to the channel, the notification bell. It's all free. That way you miss my video. So you and I can sit back, check, and see what's cracking. And don't forget to hit that super things button down there by the like and dislike button, Cash App and PayPal, and check the channel out for all the videos available to you. That's where to keep tech fresh and alive on this channel. It's your man Micah signing out. Until the next video. Wait for